Good late afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sage. You're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. And let's get on with the last show of the day, the last trade, wherein we'll discover all the latest market action from the local bourse and beyond. So let's get started. And propelled by a slew of important economic updates at home and beyond, sinusoidal trends continue in the local bourse and the global markets today. In Australia, the latest data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics show that unemployment fell by 69,000 people, lifting employment by nearly 3% in the month of November as COVID lockdowns lifted across the country. Besides that, Reserve Bank Governor Philip Lowe said that Omicron may temper the Australian economy, but he expects strong economic recovery in 2022. Digesting these updates at the market close, the ASX 200 closed lower, dropping 31.40 points or 0.43% to 7,295.70. The index has lost 1.20% for the last 5 days, but sits 4.42% below its 52-week high. On the sectoral front, 7 of 11 sectors ended lower, and information technology was the best performing sector, gaining 2.11% and rebounding from its recent decline. Let's look at the top gainers and losers of the day. And the best performer today, Mesoblast Limited, up 11.6% after the global leader in allogenic cellular medicines for inflammatory diseases received feedback from the US Food and Drug Administration's Office of Tissues and Advanced Therapies on the Phase 3 program of Rexlemestrocel-L in patients with chronic lower back pain due to degenerative disc disease refractory to available therapies, including opioids. Mesoblast was followed by WiseTech Global and Lifestyle Communities. And other top performers today were Helios Limited and Pro Medicus. In the red zone, CSL Limited posted the largest loss, its stock plummeting 8%. The biotechnology giant shook the ASX today, with shares sinking after the company completed a mammoth capital raise. Other top laggards today were Champion Iron, Life 360, Virgin Money and St Barbara. And let us now look at the stocks that interested the investors today. IGO Limited will buy Western Areas for $3.36 Australian a share, a 4% premium on yesterday's close and a 36% jump from August 2021 when news of the potential deal first broke. The move is part of IGO's exit from gold towards metals needed for large-scale electrification. The acquisition may consolidate IGO's position as Australia's leading independent nickel producer, and today shares traded in the green zone of the ASX. And CSL Limited has successfully completed the $6.3 billion Australian dollar institutional placement announced earlier this week. The biotech giant witnessed what Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director Mr Paul Perreault deems to be the largest ever primary equity raise in Australia. He further announced share purchase plans for eligible shareholders on the 21st of December 2021. The company looks forward to the exciting growth opportunities underpinning the acquisition of Vifor Pharma. And delivering opening remarks at ANZ's annual general meeting today, Chief Executive Shane Elliott says governments will need to take necessary steps to living with the virus as new variants of COVID-19 emerge. He further acknowledged that the bank's mortgage approval process just wasn't sufficient after the total number of home loans fell in the second half. And shares plummeted by nearly 1% today. Talking of the big four banks, Commonwealth Bank has made the latest increase in the fixed mortgage rates as the cost of locking in an interest rate continues to rise in response to the market changes. The country's largest lender increased owner-occupier fixed rates by between 0.05 percentage points and 0.25 percentage points. In a group market update, travel company Qantas flagged a half-year loss in excess of 1.1 billion Australian dollars as the Delta and Omicron variants of coronavirus play havoc with a bounce back in travel bookings. The airline has flagged the significant loss with an underlying EBITDA loss of 250 to 300 million Australian dollars for the first half of the 2022 financial year. And on the new listings front, the ASX today welcomed Qualitas Limited, Expon Technologies Group and Ronin Resources. And now that we know what the stance is back home, let us move to the Asian and global markets. And the Asian stocks followed Wall Street higher today after the US Federal Reserve said it would end the bond buying stimulus in March. to set up 3 interest rate increases next year to tackle heated inflation. Japan's Nikkei climbed 1.67% and touched a 3-year intraday high, while Taiwan's benchmark gained 0.62%. Mainland China's shares slipped though, with an index of blue chips losing 0.12%, and MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares added 0.26%. Across Asia, the S&P 500 rose 1.6% overnight, reversing earlier declines and ending the day near a record. The Dow Jones Industrial Average added about 1.1%. The Nasdaq Composite Index surged 2.15%. Attention now turns to policy announcements due later today from the European Central Bank and the Bank of England, which are also facing heated inflation. And the banks are trying to balance the need to support economies threatened by the coronavirus with the need to withdraw easy money to cool inflation. And in the last segment of the show, where we take a look at the buzzing crypto market's performance, let's begin. And the global crypto market capitalisation surged by 3.80% over the last few hours to stand at $2.26 trillion. And Bitcoin's currently trading at a level that we will reveal to you in just a moment after this short break.
Tune in to stay updated while on the move.
We will tell you where the crypto craze has reached,
Where the property market is headed next.
what the world is doing to become more environmentally friendly.
Apart from tracking the daily market charter.
Be on top of the latest news and announcements
With Kalkine TV.
Thanks for joining us, and on with the cryptocurrency report to finish off the last trade by Kalkine TV. Bitcoin's currently trading at $49,086.91 US, or a fall in its market dominance by about 0.60% over the last day to stand at 41%. And as for the major cryptocurrencies globally, Ethereum also surged by 4.5%, Cardano rose by 3.44%, and Avalanche rose by 31.59%. In other news, 6-time NBA champion and Chicago Bulls legend Michael Jordan revealed plans to launch a fan engagement app platform built on Solana. And thanks for joining us on that market closing report by Kalkine TV. Stay with us for further live expert talks and economy-related trending hot topics. But for now, this is Sage signing off.